to America's Dummies. What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to America's Dummies. We appreciate you tuning in today, and welcome to our first official video podcast episode. And this is also an official face reveal for those of you who've been listening on audio. And if you're on audio right now, turn that off. Go look us up on YouTube or Rumble at America's Dummies and check it out. Let us know what you think. Share it. But welcome to us.
Yeah, this is it.
We got myself, Kyle McClure, and then we also got Lone Wolf. My bad. But we got Lone Wolf right here. We got me, Kyle McClure, and on that note, Couch Wonder, for those of you who've been listening to us for since, I guess, October of last year, which we apologize for being away for so long. Unfortunately, trying to get the audio and the video set up and everything and how to sync everything together. Not our forte, safe to say.
Yeah, it took a while.
No shit. But yeah, so Couch Wonder, unfortunately, due to personal reasons, he will no longer be able to attend to the podcast. He will no longer be a part of the show, but fear not, for it still goes on. And we actually have decided that we're going to do a revolving third chair.
No.
So that'll definitely help us get a multitude of perspectives. You'll continue to have people on here to kind of give us a little bit more content and, you know, hopefully liven things up a little bit, because the people we have chosen to come on here every now and then, they're a little more chill, laid back. They won't take it as seriously as someone like myself.
Yeah. Well, they also got different ways of thinking, different perspectives, which will give us, more to talk about.
Very much so. Very much so. But yeah, so also take a look at our background.
Yeah, we set that up all ourselves.
Yeah. It was actually a lot harder than you might think, because each one is its separate piece, and trying to get everything lined up together. Well,
and leveled.
Yeah, that was a little frustrating. And honestly, as I'm looking at the camera, at first it looked leveled, and now it doesn't. I have no idea. So I apologize if it's not.
No, we're tilted.
So bear this in mind. We are just starting out on video. We don't have much to work with. This is my apartment. So this table too, as much as I love this table,
it's going around.
Yeah, I'm thinking about selling it and going to a round table. So bear with us as we get better at putting this together, as the audio and the video get a little bit better over time. But the background is not going to change, except for maybe the colors.
Yeah.
And the table will more than likely change too. Not sure when, but shouldn't disrupt us any more than it has. But either way, let's get into it. We have missed quite a bit. I mean, I can't remember the last time we actually did an episode. It's been a while.
Well, we did one, but it was like a practice run for the camera and stuff like that.
Yeah, but
before that,
because the last thing we posted would have been on Spotify.
Yeah. Pull it up. I think it's been
a minute, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Let's see. Last one posted,
over a month for sure.
Shit.
Maybe 2. I don't know.
Last one posted was March 2nd.
Mm-hmm.
So almost 2 months. So apologies to all of the 9 fans out there.
We love you, though.
Yeah.
You keep listening.
We appreciate you listening in. It helps greatly. Thank you. But so there's been, safe to say, a lot happening in the past month and a half.
Yeah, quite a bit.
Anything that you can think of right off the top of your head? I mean, other than the Trump arraignment.
I'm just curious about all the shootings being reported all of a sudden, and
what shootings are those?
Well, the bank in Kentucky, the school, kid being shot in front of somebody's house. That kind of stuff. Yeah. And I think they're reporting on it a lot to push the no gun agenda, right?
Yeah.
That's what I think they're doing.
Yeah.
That's why that's happening.
It's a good theory. I definitely think that they're probably reporting a lot of this stuff so that way they can push an anti-gun agenda, anti-Second Amendment, which is given to us by our God and our Creator. But hey, whatever, right?
Well,
I mean, the government can do whatever it wants, right? As long as it's not held accountable.
Yeah.
But that would definitely explain it.
Something a few months ago that they were running on the news a lot was the price of gas.
Yeah.
And if nobody's noticed, it's back up, and they're not reporting on it. So
That gas prices for those, I mean, that hurts. That hurts. Even if you have the money and you're well off, when the gas prices go up, you're like, I can afford it, but damn, this shit got expensive. Nobody likes gas prices. I mean, podcast host and political commentator Dan Bongino said there are 3 things that you do not mess with when it comes to politics.
Oh yeah.
Those 3 things are gas prices, your children, and mortgages. And the Democrats, unfortunately, are doing all 3. And whether you're a Democrat or Republican or independent or just straight up don't give a shit, this stuff does matter in terms of how it affects everybody on a day-to-day basis. Your rent prices, your mortgage pricing, your kids' education, your gas prices. I didn't say that right. Yeah, gas prices, your grocery bill, your electric bill. I mean, this stuff does matter whether or not you pay attention. So, pay attention.
Yeah.
Yeah, safe to say. Oh my God, forgot. We actually do have a third that will be here every single time. So technically we'll have a revolving 4th chair, but our third is Niles. Welcome, everybody, to Niles. There you go. That's it. Look at that. He said hello. Make sure you guys can see him. I don't know if you can. But there you go, Niles.
You want to tell them the Nile story?
Not really.
No. Okay.
What Niles story? What's the story?
Your story.
I don't have a story.
Why is Niles is there?
I don't know. It just is.
Because it reminds you of your old cat. Remember?
Well, yeah, but I've had it for a long time. I don't even remember how I got it. I really don't. And I just kept it because I was like, oh, okay, yeah. So I don't remember how I got it. I don't know who gave it to me, but I just kept it because it reminded me of this cat that I used to have. His name was Niles. Used to be my grandmother's. When she passed, she said to take care of the cat. So for years, once we moved from Houston, Austin, after she passed, we had a cat, Niles. I obviously thought of him as mine, but he's the family cat. And so yeah, he looked a lot like that. Just hair was a little tanner, the middle part, but he had dark tail, paws, face.
Always Niles.
Yeah. So his spirit is still with us.
Yeah.
Just got to pet him. Make sure he's comfortable. Purr. All right. Yes. It's silly. I get it. But anyways, yeah. So we will have a revolving 4th chair. 3rd chair is taken.
Yep.
Anyways, to get back to some serious content, there's been, safe to say, the gas prices is a big thing. I think one thing that's in the news too a lot, especially for everybody's recently, is the transgender issue, especially with Anheuser-Busch and Bud Light going to shit because of their apparent. I don't know if it was technically. Excuse me. I don't know if it was technically a partnership with Dylan Mulvaney, a biological male who says he's a female, but they sent him a commemorative Bud Light cans with his face and crap on it, and was basically in celebration of his 365th day as a woman, which last time I checked, that would make the woman a baby. Well, he's fully grown, so I think it's safe to say he's not a woman. Mm-hmm. But that shit's just crazy.
Yeah, I don't understand that at all. Well, I mean, when you're born, you're either a guy or a girl, and you do have anomalies and shit that happen, but I mean, there's states that they don't even put if you're a male or female on the birth certificate.
Yeah, I think New York got rid of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is crazy. You can no longer put whether it's male or female. You have to decide. So a little kid. I'll give you an example. My 8-year-old sister recently went through an incident where she actually could recognize the difference between people with color. Like she actually stated it, right? Not in a racist content or context, but she noticed, for homework she had to write sentences. She noticed that she wrote down like her skin is white and others are brown, right? It's an actual biological distinction between people. And so she just made an observation. Now, she didn't go with that story, but she had to be explained why some people might find that offensive because you just spat the truth and made it an observation. But she, who struggles to understand that, well, she's apparently old enough to decide whether or not she's a male or a female. Something that she can't even grasp, right? A female going to a male, saying that they're a male trapped in a female's body or whatever. She can't grasp that. No. She's just now getting to the point to where they're learning about civil rights and the civil rights movement, right? There's so much that kids don't know, and they're innocent, and yet we're giving them the ability to decide what gender they want to be. Come on. If you're a boy and you're 4 years old and you put on your mother's heels, well, he must be a woman. Come on. We've all done that.
Yeah, that happens. All kids do that.
Not me. I'm a full-blown man all the way.
Yeah,
I don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, but all kids go through that. Like, it's growing up.
Yeah.
And
it's part of just, you don't do it because you're a woman. You do it because you think it's funny. You do it because you think you're having fun, right? And of course, the worst part are the parents that continue to egg it on, if you will. They justify it. They encourage it. Like, oh, my son's not, or my kid is non-binary until they decide. How old's your kid? 2 months. What?
Yeah.
What?
That's insane.
When are they going to decide? Whenever they are old enough to. What age is that? Whenever they say they're old enough to. What? Makes no fucking sense. Mm-mm. But, hey, what do I know, right? I'm not a parent.
Yeah, and talking about people getting offended by something you say, I say, whoever says it, like, that's your own fault, mm-hmm. right? Like, you have the ability to not get offended. Yeah. And that part I really hate because it's like, you got to watch what you say. Well, where did the free speech go to? You know? Mm-hmm. So, attack on that, attack on the Second Amendment. It's bananas out there.
Yeah, it's just gotten crazy. And I feel like it's gotten a lot crazier in the past 4 years, right? So, last 2 years of Trump administration, first 2 years of Biden, I feel like things are it's
been going on for a minute. Like,
yeah, but I think in the
it's like ramping
wars,
up into. It's just ramping up. Like, it's getting.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think this kind of stuff is just, in terms of the culture, it's gotten more prevalent, more exponentially, right? So it's exponentially gotten more prevalent, more attention.
Yeah,
is a good way to put it. In the culture and in society today, especially when it comes to people's kids and all the stuff we're going through with education. You're a parent of 5, right? Mm-hmm. How would you feel if you found some of this stuff was being taught to your kids? Like, you should hate your lineage because of the color of your skin, or white people are inherently oppressive.
Yeah.
Because of their cultural background, or because of the white people who enslaved America, or the 1619 Project, where America was founded in 1619 on slavery, which is categorically false and has been stated false and debunked by many renowned historians here in America. But hey, let's continue to push that narrative, right?
Yeah. And the media doesn't help either.
No, the media is probably one of the biggest culprits.
Mm-hmm. They're the ones pushing it. Every day, every minute.
Yeah. Speaking of media, we'll try and curve this talk a little bit, go to a little something lighter. But for those of you who aren't familiar with Fox News, or maybe you don't pay attention to it so much, is actually about Fox News and CNN. There's 3 big contributors and hosts that have recently been let go or just couldn't come to terms with their contracts, and so they're no longer at the platform. So you got Dan Bongino, who I stated earlier. He had a show on Fox on Saturdays called Unfiltered with Dan Bongino. Well, he is no longer part of Fox News simply because they couldn't come to terms on the new contract, but there's no animosity between the two parties, whether it be Dan and Fox or Dan and other people within Fox. There was no animosity, so just couldn't come to terms with the contract. The other one, which is very big and very surprising, which we found out today, is that Tucker Carlson is no longer part of Fox News. Now, Tucker Carlson had one of the biggest primetime news shows of any platform in America.
Yeah, I wonder what they're going to play at 8 o'clock.
Well, they said that they're going to do it. It's called Fox at Night. I think it's called Fox at Night. And they're just going to have revolving hosts until they can find a permanent one to take over. But we have no idea why he was let go. I mean, there could be breaking stories and developments on it right now as we speak. But as of this recording, beforehand, when we did the research, we have no idea why he was let go or if he quit. We don't know what it is. Now, we do think there might be some...
It's either because of the January 6th special he did, or the voting machine.
The Dominion,
the lawsuit.
Yeah.
Which settled for how much was it? Like
$786 million they settled.
Damn.
That's a settlement. A settlement.
That's a lot.
Are you kidding me? That's expensive.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous. And a lot of times you only settle if you actually believe that you're not going to win. Or maybe in a lot of times to also kind of get rid of for PR reasons.
Yeah.
So, but I think the Dominion, they probably had a very good case. They probably could have won in court, and so Fox more than likely settled because there's a lot of emails, text messages, things like that I guess were going against Tucker Carlson. My guess is if they went separate ways with Tucker Carlson. Like, it wasn't a contract issue. It was more like, hey, we're going to let you go. My guess is it's probably because of the Dominion shit.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know, so don't take me by my word on that, okay? I don't know.
Yeah, we're just speculating.
It's just speculation, like everyone else on the internet does. Mm-hmm. Okay? We're just 2 dummies spouting our opinions, okay? Expert opinions they may be, but opinions nonetheless. And the third person that got let go recently is Don Lemon with CNN after 17 years. Now, they didn't lose anything. They really didn't. He sucks. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He often either lies or spouts misinformation because he's that incompetent and ignorant. And one of the things that happened recently, which I think led to his let go, is he recently said of Nikki Haley, a presidential contender for the GOP, he recently said that she is past her prime on a show where his co-hosts are both females. And so they asked him to take a few days off after they did that, after he said that. And so I think because of that, and among many other reasons, they let him go. Plus, CNN, the new CEO has said that he's trying to, I guess, go back to being trusted, one of the highly trusted sources of news. And I guess they're going through a lot of different changes behind the scenes and even in front of the camera.
That'll be interesting to watch.
Yeah, definitely will. By the way, we can see kind of what our playback is, and it's really bothering me because now it shows that we're crooked, even though when I was checking it, it showed that it wasn't. You see that? You see how the background seems like it's crooked to us?
I can't tell. I can't
I
see
told
that
you
far.
guys to bear with us, so this is crooked. We apologize.
Yeah.
We are amateurs, so keep that in mind.
It'll get better, though. For sure.
We hope. No promises. But, yeah, anyways, so, then of course we got the Trump arraignment. Trump indictment and arraignment.
Got a lot of stuff going on.
Oh, man. That's ridiculous.
Hunter Biden.
Hunter Biden. Oh,
Taxes.
yeah. The IRS agent, whistleblower,
Yeah.
who's saying that because of political ties and political reasons, the investigation into Hunter Biden's been treated with kid gloves, essentially. That's a dangerous precedent. It really is, because they would have gone after Trump and his family. They did go after Trump and his family with a shit ton of ferocity. And now when it's Biden in office and it's Hunter Biden on the chopping block, oh, they're just taking their time. They're taking it easy. They're not really pushing anything. There's no leaks. I love that. As soon as Trump's out of office, the leaks just happen to stop. Isn't that curious?
That's what happens. No, I think there's a poll out there that they don't want to see, the people don't want to see Trump Biden rematch.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would like that. Like, don't get me wrong. I think Trump could do some good in the office again. But with everything that's been going on, I think it would do more harm to have him in office for domestically speaking. I think domestically speaking, between the relationships between people, especially family members, people who say, oh, you voted for Trump, you can no longer see your grandkids.
Yeah.
Or we're no longer coming over for Thanksgiving or Christmas because you are a racist, bigoted Trump supporter. Wow. I mean, shit's ridiculous. And then it's just, you're a Republican? Oh, go to hell. Die and go to hell. I wish the worst on you. But yet, conservatives are the ones that do all the threat to democracy, even though it's routinely left-leaning ideology and Democrats and people on the left that do the dangerous acts of violence against other people. Including the fact that there was a essentially, we're going to call it an insurrection. If January 6th is an insurrection, then isn't it a bunch of leftists storming a Capitol in I think is Kentucky? I think it was Kentucky. They stormed the Capitol. I mean,
I think that was Tennessee.
No, they didn't. There's Tennessee and Kentucky.
Yeah.
Tennessee, they had lawmakers involved in being on the floor. But I think Kentucky had people who literally stormed and were violent in getting into the Capitol. Either way, they should be insurrectionists, right? Right? By definition and by what they said on January 6th. But the left's not, the media is not reporting it that way. What's going on? Yeah.
Come on.
It's hierarchy and hypocrisy at its finest.
Yeah.
But
people just go with it.
Yeah, so. And then of course there was the Georgia police training facility that was raided by, I think, Antifa, which is a left-leaning organization, and I think some randos were part of it, but they literally planned it, stormed it, put it to blaze. I mean, it was ridiculous. And it didn't get national coverage on all the media outlets.
Well, because you know why?
Didn't fit their narrative.
Yep. And what's his name? Baldwin, that actor that shot the girl.
Yeah, Alec Baldwin.
Yeah, so his charges got dropped.
What?
Yeah.
Did they really?
Mm-hmm.
When was this?
Just the other day, like yesterday or the day before.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah. So they dropped the charges on him. Apparently, there's the gun was modified with something on the trigger and potentially could make it go off easier. So they're still investigating, but his charges got dropped. One person is still in jail.
I assume the guy that was in charge of the weaponry.
Yeah, it's a dude.
I forgot what his job title is. That's ridiculous, though. There's even a live bullet live ammunition found on his belt.
I don't
Unless
understand.
unless the guy in charge of the weapons and the belt and the ammunition and all that framed Baldwin. That's
It's
a
possible.
possibility. But either way, it's like negligent. Negligent? Is that the right word? Being negligent? Am I saying that correctly? Negligent? I
Yeah.
don't say it that often.
That sounds right.
But he was being negligent with the firearms and pointing it at a camera and then just shot it.
Yeah.
Like, wasn't even doing anything for the movie. Which I hope never goes into production now.
Oh, they resumed production.
Fuck!
Yeah. Montana. But
And the show must go on, right?
it is negligence, and then,
Yeah,
The
that's
gun-
the right word. Negligence. Negligent and negligence. Okay, I said it right.
yeah, the gun was going to go off either way, right?
Yeah.
Because whether it was filming or not filming or a practice run, they were going to shoot the gun.
Yeah.
So my thing is, like, why is there live ammunition in a movie set?
Yeah, I
It's
know.
the same thing that happened to, was it Bruce Lee?
I don't know.
Some other actor got shot. I mean, that happens.
Mm-hmm.
So they need to figure it out. Like,
But my question, armorer. That's what is armorer. That's the
his
job
position,
title.
yeah.
I see. I knew I'd remember it. But my question is, on any live television or movie set, why is there, or just television movie set to begin with, why would there be any sort of live ammunition nearby
yeah, you don't need it for anything.
whatsoever?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing I can think of is what would be very authentic is if you were to have these long range guns and these scenes like in the movie Shooter or TV show Shooter,
Yeah.
right? And these long range scenes where they're target practicing, you actually have them target practice and you record them hitting the target at a long distance. That I could see them doing and would be very accurate. But at the same time, if you can make that happen through CGI or through pyrotechnics or whatever whatever they can do to make it look real without actually firing live ammunition, then do that.
Yeah.
But either way, there should be no live ammunition on set or anywhere near those people.
And if there is, it should be secure in case they want to do something like what you described. But,
Yeah.
you go to the gun range and there's rules, right? The barrel's always facing the range, right? They check your fucking bullets before you go in there because make sure nobody brings in, like, armored piercing rounds or something like that. So that kind of security, obviously, they don't have.
Yeah.
Because, rounds were in there, wearing the gun on the belt. So,
It's just everywhere. It's a shit show.
yeah, it's a big mess.
And the fact that they're also going to continue with the movie,
Yeah.
I think that's some bullshit. I think it's like you have an issue that big. I mean, you had someone injured, someone died. Your main actor and producer, who, by the way, has been known and documented to have anger management issues and very, I guess, disrespectful and just an asshole all the way around.
No, I don't know the guy, so.
That's been documented through countless interactions and firsthand accounts by other actors and members on sets and stuff like that. And not to mention, I think he's had familial issues in terms of anger management. I'm not sure if it got violent, but he does have a anger streak for sure. And there's a lot of stuff behind the case and behind apparently there's a little bit of animosity between Alec Baldwin and the woman who died, who was a camera woman, cameraman, camera woman. What are we saying these days? I don't know. She had a camera and she pointed it.
It's female, right?
Yeah. No, this one's a female.
Oh,
yeah, and
so-
a mother, and I think a wife.
Camera woman. Then.
But either way, I still think it's kind of stupid. After all that happened, it's just like you should count your losses and not do the movie because considering the fact that what recently happened,
out of respect for her too. Like,
yeah, out of respect for her, it's time to end the movie. And not to mention the fact that if Alec Baldwin's still going to star in it, you're not going to get a lot of people going to the movie. You're really not, because a lot of people hated the circumstances. A lot of people do find Alec Baldwin to be at fault.
Yeah.
So you're not going to get the return on investment that you want on this movie.
Unless they were almost done and they just got to finish it.
I thought it was in... I don't think they were almost done.
I don't know. All I know is that his charges went bye-bye and production resumed.
That's crazy. You know what? If that's the case, then I'm going to have to see if I can find a episode of Tim Pool talking about it, because Tim Pool was very passionate about that. And, yeah, does not like Alec Baldwin and thinks he should be charged and go to jail. Based on the evidence that we have available publicly.
Yeah.
So, but, and those of you who don't know, Tim Pool is a great resource for independent journalism. Really is. He's got his own YouTube and Rumble channel. And he's also got his own website. And it's basically an entire media company. And they have news, they have TV shows, music. So it's really great content. But if you look up Tim Pool, you'll see what I'm talking about. He's got some great content. Very smart dude. Been around for a while and has been doing independent journalism for a long time. But he, not a Democrat, not a Republican. He's not even right leaning. He's more like independent left. But because of the direction of the parties, right? He's been like so anti-Democrat right now because of everything that's going on in terms of the political leaders.
Yeah.
But anyways, as
long as he reports the truth.
He does. Yeah, it's pretty good. Now, I'm not sure what time we're at, but I don't think either. We didn't really have anything planned for this episode. It's more like a shoot the shit kind of episode and more of a face reveal. But welcome back for those who were listening to us on audio. And again, if you're listening to us on audio right now, go check us out. Go check this video out on Rumble or YouTube. We greatly appreciate it. We greatly appreciate those who share our content with other people. That's what's going to make us grow, and that's what will also help us with our studio in an apartment.
In the apartment.
It's not a studio apartment, though. That would have been great irony, though.
That would have been.
Yeah. But anyways, so remember to check us out on YouTube and on Rumble at America's Dummies. And we are going to hopefully increase the quality of production on these videos. And hopefully the audio will stay fairly good. But, you know, the video quality is probably the biggest concern.
Yeah, but you know,
we got limited shit, all right?
Yeah, we got a limited budget. We don't have money laying around, and you know, one step at a time.
Yeah. No money. That's right.
We broke.
But no, this will be fun. Yeah. Again, share. You can follow us at America's Dummies on YouTube, Rumble, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music. We're not on Apple. And for some reason seems to be more difficult than possible, including the fact that we got to link a debit card or a credit card to the account in order for us to upload.
Do they charge?
Not that I'm aware. Didn't say anything about charging. I have no idea. Why you got to make it so difficult? Like we just want to
Let's just use the ones that are there.
So we're not using Apple just yet. We'll see what we can do about that though. But go ahead and check us out on all the platforms we said. If you want to reach out to us, you can either comment below the video on YouTube and Rumble, and we'll read the comments, or you can actually reach out to us at americasdummiespodcast@gmail.com. Be sure to check that shit out. And let us know what you think of the episodes. Give us your feedback. Any feedback is welcome. Good, positive, neutral. Doesn't matter if you want us to.
I won't get offended.
Yeah, we won't get offended. Or at least we won't tell you that we did. Yeah. So, got to keep up pretenses. Anyways, remember, we will have a revolving third chair. So we'll have some of those episodes probably in the near future. Mm-hmm. Couch Wonder will no longer be with us. But Niles will always be with us. So, we have that to look forward to. Anyways, any last comments?
No, man, it's all good. Just give us a minute to get better at it. That's it.
Yeah, we are getting there. We are getting there.
Yeah.
But either way, thanks again for tuning in. We appreciate you, and till next time.
Peace.
We are America's Dummies.